What's up, everyone? Welcome to Power Play with CJ. I want to focus in on Justin Florek of the Boston Bruins and how the rookie from Michigan, called up from the Providence Bruins, I should say, make it a little more clear, has paced the Bruins' third line and been a key addition. You lose Chris Kelly with an injury, you lose Danny Payet to an injury going into the series, and he come up, he played 4 regular season games this year. He played pretty well. They get a 2-point game, I think, against Los Angeles, and he scored a goal against the Red Wings. He took a couple penalties, but I like the way he played. I thought he proved himself well out there. It was a plus, which is a big thing. And I think he's really worked his way into a full-time spot next year. I mean, I think there's a chance they could move Chris Kelly. There's a chance to move a couple other guys around the board. So I think having a big kid like him that's 6'4", 200 and whatever pounds is is an asset. 200 pounds is having the size down there is huge, because the weird thing is it seems like they have more size in their top 6 than in their bottom 6, and it's just weird. A lot of teams even out, or it's just kind of something I noticed. But I think with the physicality he plays with, the straight aheadness, the headiness he has for the game of hockey, I think he's going to be a solid bottom 6 forward for a long time. He's put up decent numbers before. It's not like he's an absolute no-show offensively. He had 36 points in 37 games his last year at Northern Michigan. He was a captain there. Was a U.S. national team development program kid. He's got a good resume. He's got a solid track record. I think by giving him, or allowing him to earn a full-time NHL spot, I think is in his best interest, and I think he'll take the opportunity and run with it. I mean, he's been responsible defensively both at the NHL and AHL levels, and I think he's going to continue to improve in all facets of the game. I think his foot speed could use a little work, but that'll come. And I think he's going to be a fan favorite in Boston for a long time. I just think having, if you got Lucic on your first line and him on your third or fourth line, you got 2 left wingers that are 6'4" and upwards of 200 pounds. So if you're a defenseman having to go up against that on the forecheck consistently, it's not going to be too easy for you. And I think his play against the Red Wings has been great. He's going to keep that up. I think they'll keep him in the lineup. They're going to bump him down to the fourth line and scratch Carolyn, who didn't have a bad series himself. But I think Florek's got a bright future, and maybe he plays his way into the point where they can trade him for some assets. If he doesn't earn, if he gets squeezed out, I think he will earn a roster spot, and I think he'll be a Boston Bruin for a long time. I think he's and I tweeted this, he's a better version of Byron Betts. And if you don't remember Byron Betts, then you're not a real Bruins fan, because he looked like he was going to be a solid bottom 6 guy. But I think Florek does a lot of things better than Mr. Betts did, and I think he'll be a maybe you bump him up and he's actually the one thing hurting him in terms of getting net front presence on the power play time is they get 2 guys that are good at that. One of them 6'4", and the other happens to be 6'9". So it's a little bit different in terms of the dynamic of the Bruins. But again, I like Florek, and I think he will be a consistent National Hockey League player for the Boston Bruins for a long time. Anyway, that's all I got in this episode of the Power Play with CJ on Justin Florek playing his way into a full-time spot with the Boston Bruins next season. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the playoffs and beyond. Later, guys.